What do you mean these kinds of people?
What do you mean you are ugly?
Okay, it's going.
All right.
Turn the light.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into the Bogey Bro Banter in a little bit of a unique setting because we have our Sales-a-thon, Foundation Dark Horse Sales-a-thon Super Live Extravaganza going on tonight in a mere few hours. But before we tell you about that, let's take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's show,
All right, we're good.
Manscaped. Silas, can you cue haunted music? Michael Myers sure is scary, but the last thing you need to be is hairy this Halloween. Luckily, our friends at Manscaped launched their 4th generation performance package to make sure your pumpkins are the ultimate carving experience on this spooky day.
Yeah.
Turn your bite-sized treat into the king-size candy and join the 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the code BANTER20. Make the right call this spooky season. It's trick or trim. Have you ever tried to trim your balls and turn to a Freddy Krueger film?
No.
Class?
Yes.
It's because these two haven't used Manscaped.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Unlock your
Idiots.
confidence with the Performance Package 4.0. Inside, you'll find the holy grail of men's grooming items that made it easy for you to upgrade your grooming routine. Inside this thing, we've talked about the Weed Whacker, the obviously Lawnmower 4.0.
Obviously.
And the Weed Whacker, we should stop on that. It's a nose in the ear hair trimmer that provides proprietary skin-safe technology to
My
help
skin
prevent
is so
nicks,
safe.
snags, and tugs in those
I
delicate
will say on that though, from personal experience, way less painful than having your significant other pluck your ear hairs.
Absolutely.
And you don't give them satisfaction.
Very true.
Very true.
And you can seal the deal with Manscaped's liquid formulations. Their Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and Crop Reviver Ball Toner will make sure your pumpkins stay fresh. Trust me when I say this, fellas, your balls will be thanking you.
Yes.
Get 20% off and free shipping with the code BANTER20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code BANTER20 at manscaped.com. Say trick or treat to your, dang it, beautiful new Halloweeny with Manscaped. I almost messed it up.
You almost messed it up again.
Brodie, I think that the banter might have gotten even maybe just
What
a little...
is that? What are you doing right now? Oh, somebody's holding it. Why did I think that was floating in space?
No, that's what the full foil looks like, where it's like kind of shimmering.
So cool.
We should have one in by tomorrow.
Brodie, I think that the banter has gotten a little even more chaotic since last time you were on it.
No, I think it's gotten more structured.
Yeah, no, it's
More
toned
structured,
down.
you say?
We don't argue as much.
Well, yeah, but...
We a lot of times we do story time.
I feel like our biggest arguments between me and you. Me yelling at you.
Are they?
I don't know.
No
I
shot.
do feel, I want to
There's
say...
no way. Yeah, there's no way.
I want to say right now, I do feel disrespected with how far away this microphone is from me.
That's
feel-
smart.
Your
Yeah,
voice
I
is like
feel-
a human banjo.
I feel
We're-
disrespected.
We're being strategic here. We're trying not to blow people's eardrums out.
It's been probably like 40 episodes since I've been on the banter.
It's been a lot.
We read ghost stories
Last week.
last week. It was
2
so
weeks.
electric.
We've had back to
Yeah,
back.
back-to-back ghost stories.
I don't think I would be scared of ghost stories anymore.
No.
Yeah, it wasn't about being scared. It was about
There was
being
one
entertained.
that scared us a little bit. Not really like scared us,
It was
but like
it
kind of
made
like
you-
chill.
It made you shudder a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you can't, like you're not gonna scare me with a story here.
No, I would agree with that statement.
If we're
we turn off
around a
lights-
fire,
Yeah,
If we turn off lights, we
off.
can make it scary in here real quick.
well, you put a flashlight on Konner's face in the dark. That's pretty scary.
Dang, man, that's brutal.
No, he didn't mean it like that, guys.
Okay, Konner, how did you take
You
it?
just like you put it up between your beard.
He meant because you wouldn't
Your
get
beard
it.
hold
It
a
actually
light.
probably would actually look pretty sweet. Have you ever done it?
Have you ever
You never
done
lit
any?
your
Have you ever
beard?
You've
ain't
never
tried
done
it?
a flashlight here underneath your chin?
Not
Have you
not
ever-
since I had a beard. I don't.
Would it
think.
make like a shadow puppet?
I don't know
on
what
your
it would
face
make.
of like.
Where do you
scraggly
put it?
hairs
Like,
You're
underneath
supposed
the
to put it
beard.
like right here under your chin.
Do I look
really
cool?
get up in there. That's cool.
that's
Gotta
kinda
say your
cool.
beard.
I'm like Blackbeard. You know, Blackbeard used to put wicks of dynamite in his beard so that it would the fuses like he put fuses.
Are you talking about like the ship captain?
The pirate, yes.
The ship captain.
Is he a
very
real?
same.
Is that a real person?
Yeah, he was a real person.
You're like Santa.
No.
Why did he do that, Konner?
How's it not like Santa?
He would do it to intimidate.
Oh, like
It's
Saint
just like
Nick.
Santa.
Like Saint Nick.
Saint Nick's a real person.
Oh, yes,
right.
yes.
And now he's turned into a big thing.
Okay, so
Blackbeard's a real person. Now he's turned into some big
Well,
folk.
Blackbeard. Most of the things about Blackbeard are
Thank you.
like true things that he did.
well, like,
Pirates
Oh,
of the
Blackbeard's
Caribbean,
a
he was
ghost
pretty
that
crazy.
that hides in Davy Jones' locker. Yeah,
I don't think
I
that
bet.
that's. A
Just
thing.
tell me why he's got wicks in his
He
beard.
puts,
I was
he
actually
puts the
intrigued.
fuses of the dynamite in his beard, not attached to dynamite, obviously, and lights them so it looks like he has a beard of fire, and it intimidates the crap out of other ships.
His beard just catches fire.
He doesn't care. He's a
that
pirate.
wouldn't intimidate me.
If you were like on a ship and like 1400s.
If I saw a guy
From a
who
really far-
When was Blackbeard alive?
I don't even think it's a how are you gonna see a person from
2008, I
that
think
far
he
away in a
passed.
ship?
Well, listen, obviously worked. He was a very successful pirate at that.
have you ever like incorporated your beard into a Halloween costume?
I don't think you can be unsuccessful as a pirate.
No, I was Dwight last Halloween, but I still didn't. shave the
Blackbeard was born in
So you want
1680.
really,
If you're an unsuccessful pirate, you're terrible.
How
Yes.
long do you think Blackbeard?
It's not hard to be a successful pirate.
beard. Why do you think it's not hard to be?
You think it'd be hard, you think it was hard to rob banks 50 years ago? No.
they weren't robbing banks.
Yeah, I mean they
Yeah,
still.
they were. What are you talking about?
They were robbing
Pirates?
ships. Pirates in Pirates Ocean.
This is my point. Is it harder to rob a bank now or 50 years ago?
Now, 100%.
Okay, we good?
Okay.
All right.
Henry Morgan,
Here's the thing, though. Before we go down a rabbit hole, we're about to list off names of
Captain
people.
Morgan.
We're gonna read their accomplishments, so then we can.
I don't
like,
think there's gonna be accomplishments listed on here.
Captain Morgan's status as a pirate still unknown.
there's literally
They refer to him as a pirate, a privateer, or a buccaneer. Nonetheless, he's known for his reign in the Caribbean region.
I think we should go just off of names,
Okay. Next is Thomas II. Love him, Thomas. Gotta be good.
Too.
but it's not.
Scary.
That's not a scary name.
You sound like royalty.
He plundered a treasure worth 100,000 euros, which back
Back
in his day,
then?
like that's worth
That's a lot of money.
billions.
That's a lot of money.
I'm still just going off the
The
name.
latest attack cost him his life, but not before he earned quite some treasure, teamed up with other pirates, and enjoyed a heroic pirate career.
Can you see? I just don't think you can be a good pirate if you die pirating. Same thing as like you can't be a good like free faller if you die free falling. Or a climber. You can't
think
be
they
a good
messed
climber
up?
if you die climbing.
Do you think they messed up? This guy says Edward Teach Lackbeard, not Blackbeard.
didn't have a beard.
Lackbeard.
So do you think
it says
Dale-
one of the most famous pirates in the world. Do you think they meant to say Blackbeard?
No.
No. So do you think that Dale Earnhardt was a bad NASCAR driver?
Because the smoking.
Was it his fault?
It doesn't matter. He died racing.
No, but
Doesn't matter.
In
He
something
died
like that,
racing.
it does matter.
But like
'Cause if you-
climbing, stuff can happen that's also not your fault.
Yeah.
Like what?
A
Like
bird
an
could
avalanche.
fly out of a hole in the cave and like hit you in the face and knock you off the cliff if you're like.
or a
free
snake
solo.
bites your hand while you're hanging there.
Yeah,
That is a good point.
yeah.
Exactly.
It all comes down to was it in your
Outside
control or out of your
factors.
control?
Yeah, that is a good point.
I'm just
Outside
trying to give the
factors.
Dale Earnhardt.
Well, if
fans
you're a
an
pirate, it's
Three's for
in your
Dale.
control. Because
Yeah, it's
you're
always-
being,
you're
you're, a
a pirate.
pirate, you're being stupid.
What?
You're
If it's a pirate, it's always in your control.
You're
If a
putting
pirate,
yourself
you're
in
being
that.
You
stupid.
chose to be a pirate. Yeah,
Pirates
I
are
agree.
dumb. Pirates are bad people.
You guys ever see Captain Phillips?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
one of
I'm the
one
captain
of whatever. What's his name's best works?
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, he was
It
incredible.
was a great movie and also
He made a great Somalian pirate.
That's funny.
He was not the pirate. He's got.
I think his best movie is
Saving Private Ryan.
No, Flight.
What?
That
Flight 99.
You mean Catch Me If You Can?
the movie Flight is
I
the one.
don't
with
think he was in that
Denzel
movie.
Catch Me If You
Washington.
Can?
I don't think he was in that movie.
In Flight?
I think it was Denzel
It was
Washington.
Denzel Washington. The one with the pilot who saves everybody.
Very
about snakes on a
easily,
plane.
very easily mistaken as this
Snakes on
too.
a plane.
Denzel Washington
Seen
and
it.
Tom
Denzel
Hanks.
Washington and Tom Hanks are
Right
very
there.
strong resemblance.
Right there.
Same jawline.
Flight's great though.
I like Tom Hanks in Toy Story. You know.
Nah, Woody.
Not his voice.
Yes, it is. His brother is the one who does it for the video games.
Yep.
So it is his
But it
voice.
is his voice in the movies.
Yes.
Sure, but not always his voice.
Only in the video games.
And
Just
toys.
let him
and
have
toys.
that.
And
Let
toys.
him have it.
I just wanted to make sure everybody
Do you
knows
know his brother's name?
Tim.
Cruz.
Woody.
Ron Hanks.
Ron Hanks. Is his name actually Woody?
I'm not sure. The other thing,
Woody Hanks?
the other names that you guys are making me
Williams,
think
Hank
of
Williams.
is, did you guys ever watch the what were those like family shows? What was that? Was like a certain genre growing up.
What? Jim Hanks or Larry Hanks?
No,
Jim. It was Jim.
Jim.
It was Jim.
Yeah, it was Jim.
He also has a nephew.
What
named
was the
Colin.
genre where it's like Steve Urkel, like Full House?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
What was that genre? Like family
Sitcoms?
sitcoms?
Yeah,
Like,
they
it
were-
was family
They were
sitcoms.
sitcoms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Home Improvement.
I love
Yeah.
Improvement. I love that show as a kid.
Cool time.
What was the situation? They showed the guy's face, the neighbor's face, eventually.
I don't remember.
Yeah, towards the end, yeah.
What was that? Just to be like, we finally showed it? Like, what?
Yeah, I think it was
didn't
just
see
like
that
it
episode.
just built up. I don't know what happened in the episode. I didn't see the episode, but I think at some point, just like it's like in How I Met Your Mother. Don't you eventually learn how he meets his mother?
Never got that far.
I didn't either.
Kinda lost
But like
interest.
I
surely,
watched all the show
I always heard
like
that
5
the
times,
ending
but I
was
still
worse.
never watched the last season.
I heard the ending was bad.
I heard it's not worth it. So
I heard people like.
well, it's not
upset.
Robin, so or is it Robin?
it's not Robin.
Yeah, that's who it should have been.
No.
Well, no, I think everyone wanted Bernie
I don't
to
know.
be with
Barney.
Barney.
Barney to be. I think people wanted Barney to be with someone. Robin.
I've never seen the show.
Because they were
Very funny
together
show.
at a certain point.
They were together. They were together after. What's the main guy's name? Ted.
I don't know. Is that like one of those things where like that guy won't do anything else in his life?
The guy who played Barney?
No.
Not Barney.
Barney is in a lot of stuff.
The guy that played Ted.
The guy that played Ted.
No idea.
I've seen him on TikTok before.
Did he get typecast?
He might have. Like he might just be a cameo.
Bundy?
He might just be a
Yeah,
cameo
Ted
guy
Bundy.
for the rest of his life.
Ted.
It's a good life.
How I Met Your
If you're
Mother.
Frank
I think he's a
the Tank,
musician.
Is Frank the Tank?
I
I think
believe
he
it
kills it.
Ted
I
Mosby.
think he makes like 100 cameos a week.
Played by
He charges,
Josh
like, $35.
Radnor.
Josh Ragnar. I think that he's a musician.
I gotta start ripping out some cameos.
I just put my cameo at a really high rate, so I don't have to do that many of them. That's my strategy.
Makes
so if
sense.
you really want one, I'll give it to you.
He's
gonna
known
cost you?
for How I Met Your Mother, Liberal Arts,
He's known for liberal arts.
Happy Thank
It's a
You,
movie.
Oh,
Not Another Teen Movie, Hunters.
he was in
Centaur
Not
World.
a Teen movie.
He was in Centaur World in 2021. Don't know what that is. No idea.
That's what I'm saying. I don't.
He appeared in Grey's Anatomy in 2018.
I think he's fallen
They're
off.
still making that show, you know?
I think he's fallen
Crazy.
off.
Grey's?
I think he's done.
Never
Grace?
seen a single epi.
The Galapagos Affair, wasn't that a big movie?
Is he a musician?
When can you start putting stock in actors? Because that would be fascinating.
Family Guy.
What?
He was in
what
Family
I
Guy
would
for 2
buy?
years.
Sell. What?
What would you be?
Yeah, if you could put
I would-
stock,
I would-
if you could buy stock in an actor.
I
it'd be
would.
fine.
I would buy Dakota Fanning in
I would-
6 Sense.
I would buy freaking The Rock.
Yeah, I would buy. I would be buying Dwayne the Rock Johnson for sure.
Right
But he's
now,
more, he's more of a
or-
hold. I wouldn't buy. I would hold. But he's already
not
gotten
going
to his
anywhere.
peak. But yeah, he's probably not.
He's like Apple or
Honestly,
Amazon.
yeah, honestly, Dwayne the Rock Johnson will be making movies like
Like probably
Sylvester
Kevin Hart
Stallone,
too.
like,
Probably
yeah.
not just throwing.
They'll
Kevin
probably
Hart.
be making
Yeah.
movies for a long time.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're the Apple and Amazon.
Who's
Yeah.
like the cheap buyer?
But his stocks would be really expensive
it would.
right now.
It would
That's
be
what
like
Apple and
yeah, it
Amazon
would
are.
be.
Yeah.
You'd only be able to
But
get
it's
like one or
really good.
two.
It wouldn't be like your buy to like Tom Holland would be another
I
one.
think,
like
like-
you'd buy Tom Holland right now.
Yeah,
For
but
sure.
That would not be a
he
bad
would
It would
also
also be very
expensive
expensive.
right now.
Anybody in the Avengers would be expensive.
See, like High School Musical when that first came out, buy Zac Efron. You would
Right.
you'd be a millionaire right
Young
now.
star. Well,
You'd
you
be
should. If you
massive.
sold at the right time.
Well, if you bought the
Yeah,
other
true.
chick, you would also lose
Then,
that money. 'Cause
oh,
she didn't
Vanessa
do it.
Hudgens.
Yeah.
She did not do
Yeah.
it. Her, the other girl, Victoria Justice.
Shania Twain.
She was an actress. She is making a comeback though on TikTok right now. A lot of her stuff is popping off.
Shania Twain?
Yeah.
I would buy Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, people are
Chalamet
like
to
putting
do it.
remixes to her songs.
You know they're
That's
making.
fun.
You know they're making a Willy Wonka prequel movie, and it's Timothy Chalamet's in it. He's like young Willy Wonka. It's just called Wonka.
That's fun.
I don't know who
Electric.
that is.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
No, I know
Oh,
that. I don't
Timothy
know.
Chalamet.
I don't know who that is.
Or Chalamet rather. He's in a lot of stuff. What have you ever seen the movie Dune? By chance, the new one that just came
Oh,
out?
he's that guy?
He's the young kid.
I thought that was a video game.
It may have
I think it
been
was
at some
originally.
point. Well, it was originally a book,
Oh.
and then they made movies way back in the day. Probably was. A
I'd
video
probably
game.
buy someone on Broadway.
No, bad
Sneaky
purchase.
Broadway?
Bad
But like
purchase.
if you buy the right person,
That'd be like penny stocks.
yeah.
If you
that's
buy the
pretty
right
solid.
person, they might.
If you buy the
explode.
right person, they might turn into
You're absolutely right.
someone crazy.
You're absolutely right.
Have people come
I
off of
think-
Broadway a lot?
Sure,
A lot of them do. Plenty.
like something like Hamilton could
a,
even blow up.
a lot of people come.
Still on Broadway.
a
Never
lot of-
understood that. Never understood Hamilton. Never understood the hype.
I think
behind
I'd
that.
go Millie Bobby Brown.
Great. Oh.
See, that's a good one. She could be
good
acting until
buy.
she's like 35,
Yeah,
40.
bye. She's gonna be a star probably.
Hugh Jackman came from Broadway.
Sell.
Yeah, he came from Broadway.
I'm just saying he came from Broadway.
I love
He's
Hugh
back in
Jackman.
Broadway.
Daniel Radcliffe came from Broadway. Sarah Jessica
He did
Parker.
Broadway after Harry Potter though. Like Harry
I'm
Potter.
searching
Well,
Broadway.
he didn't do
Neil
anything
Patrick
before
Harris.
Harry Potter.
That's what I'm
Nah.
saying. Like Broadway wasn't like his roots.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Nick
built-
Jonas.
Nick
Jonas.
Jonas started in
He did
Broadway?
Broadway young. He did do that before his music career.
He
See?
couldn't do it now. He's not good enough.
Who created more stars, Broadway or Disney?
He sucks.
Nick Jonas.
Nick Jonas
thinking of
sucks.
Joseph?
That's a
Both
good
of them are.
one.
Joe Jonas is worse, but Nick Jonas is
No,
not
you're
good.
thinking of Kevin.
No, Kevin's the only one that
Kevin's
can
the
do
worst.
something. He can play guitar.
No,
Nick
Kevin's
Jonas
the
can play
worst.
guitar.
Yeah.
You don't think Nick Jonas can sing well?
No.
Nick
he
Jonas
doesn't
can
have
also
a
sing
voice.
very well.
If you listen to him live, he's
I
not
also thought Corey Wong.
Yes.
I've never
That
listened
sounds
to him
good.
live.
I thought Corey Wong was a part of like something like the Jonas Brothers.
No, Corey Wong is a part of was
I didn't
part
think
of a band called Wolfpack, which is a very big band for people who like more underground style rock music. Indie rock.
All right, here's
music.
Nick Jonas live at the Citizens Festival NYC 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
Who do you guys think though created more stars, Disney or Broadway?
Disney.
Historically, Broadway for
Oh,
sure.
probably historically, yes.
I don't know. You still
In
think
the last
historically?
20 years, Disney.
Yeah, in the last 20 Disney.
But like Broadway's old.
yeah, I know. But
Did you guys know? Did you guys know? Okay, I'm gonna sound really dumb for saying this. I always assumed that Broadway was just one theater.
No, it's a street
It's
in
a
New York.
street, and
Yeah.
then what it considered Broadway is
what?
how many seats are in the theater.
Listen to this guy.
It has to have a
You're
certain
telling me this
amount
guy
to be
can't
considered
sing?
a Broadway theater.
You know what I
He
know?
sounds great.
You know what I noticed last night?
That's live.
You're not gonna get Konner into this
I
conversation.
don't care.
You know what I
Nick
noticed last
Jonas
night?
sounds freaking good.
This is what I
He might be
noticed.
the best singer on the face of the earth.
This is what I noticed. I think there's just a lot of really good singers, and I think there's someone back that's just pulling strings and deciding who does what.
It's called Hollywood.
What?
And that sentence
So, like-
made little sense.
He's talking about the Illuminati.
No. So I was the Dove Awards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Christian singers. There were people that were singing,
That weren't good?
yes, but there were also some people that were singing that were very good. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to think, like, I've definitely have heard some people sing that, like, everyone's like, oh my gosh,
It's like
oh
disc
my
golf.
gosh, freaking out.
It's just like disc
And they're
golf.
not that good.
Think of
Yeah.
it. Like disc golf. You have players that are very good, but they're not marketable. Then you have players that aren't as good, but are very marketable.
They're the ones that get famous.
They're the ones that get big.
How much natural talent of music do you think Cardi B has? None.
Marketable as crap.
Marketable.
I don't know. I think, does she write her own songs?
No.
You don't
Even
think
if
so?
so.
Even if she does,
even
there's
if-
no
songs.
She doesn't have any like.
Even
like,
if she could
has
shuffle
people-
play a dictionary and just
Yeah.
put adjectives in between and write her
Megan the
songs.
Stallion, like a lot of like. I mean, you got a lot.
Kodak Black.
Yeah.
I think
Young
they're-
Thug, like.
Well, yeah, the rapping.
It all comes down to the producers. The producers are the ones that make them famous because they make
Well, also
really
comes.
catchy beats.
I think it also comes down to like the
And who you
what you
know.
were saying, like the entertainment style.
Yeah.
Because like if someone just went up and sang or rapped or whatever a Cardi
Personalities.
B song and just stood there and did it without any sort of the
Right.
personality, it would
flair.
not do that well.
Yeah.
Personalities are what sell, not the actual talent, always.
But it made me think of Brother Where Art Thou, which Kelsey has not watched yet.
Oh,
Great
brother,
movie.
the one with
No,
George Clooney.
I don't think it's O. I think it's just Brother
Pretty sure
Where
it's
Art
O.
Thou.
Oh,
But
brother.
I'm not.
You sure it's
I wasn't.
over there,
I wasn't
though?
correcting you.
Pretty
I
sure.
was
Yeah,
questioning.
yeah.
No, George Clooney.
Is it really O Brother Where Art
I'm pretty
Thou?
sure it's O Brother.
I don't even know what it
I
is.
love that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's
it
O
made
Brother
me
Where
think
Art Thou.
like those people
up?
got
Like the
really
Sophie Bottom
famous
Band.
and no one had any idea. Like they just got famous off their voices and no one had any idea
I
what
think
they looked
some
like.
people are good enough to and hit the right place at the right time to where they can make their big break as a singer because they're good at singing. But yeah, I think that in music there is a category also known as entertainment, and I think that a lot of people start out as musicians or singers and then
They go into
kind of
entertainment.
sell out into entertainment where they're not really making what I would consider would be their heart music. Like they love music, they're making entertainment sounds for
Well, nowadays,
radio.
everything has to go viral on TikTok to even do anything. So they
Yeah, so you really
you're
only
kind of
have to
shoved into a box.
You only have to have 20 good seconds of your song.
Exactly, because you know how many songs I've listened to. Now I'll say this: TikTok music means that I have listened to songs that yes, only 10 seconds of the song is any good, and the rest absolutely sucks, and you're disappointed. But I've also found some songs where I only know it because of one part from TikTok, but then I play the whole song. I'm like, this whole song is even
Do
better.
you
than
think
the one part I heard.
TikTok's good or bad for music?
For the music
think it's
industry?
fine.
It's probably good for the industry because it gets music in front of people more.
I think it's great.
But
I think
as
it's
a business, but as
I
a
think
creative,
it's, I don't think TikTok is doing anything specific for music that time development doesn't do on its own.
Well, because I think TikTok
it's putting more
fast
music.
tracks some people.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I
That
think
is
it's
true.
putting more music out there and making it easier for people to become famous with music, but also shortening the attention spans of people listening to music, making music not be as written as well or taking as much time to write it.
Music's
one of those
going
weird-
way
I think
away.
it's just
I think music's already going away from albums.
Yeah, I hate when people really singles. I understand it.
Well, because
but
like if you think of the
I
main
like
way
albums.
your average person consumes music, it's on playlists.
Yeah.
People don't
Yeah.
typically sit down and listen to albums anymore.
I only do that, but
I know, I'm
understand.
saying like your average human. I feel like with Spotify and all of that,
It's true.
like the way I discover new music is I'm picking a random playlist of a certain genre
A lot-
of music and then I'm just listening to
A
it.
lot of albums these days don't like albums used to have structure to them as far as like trying to like be ordered specifically for reasons, but a lot of them these days are just like here's a throw them all at you. You're gonna hopefully like 3 or 4 of these and save them to your liked songs. That's kind of how it seems to work.
Shopify changed the music
And
industry.
that's how I listen.
Music just is. That whole industry is just crazy if you actually start thinking about it.
I read the
I'm
book
thinking.
by the guy who founded Spotify, not Shopify.
That dude's probably
And
pretty rich,
fascinating book. Fascinating book because basically he was taking on Apple and And so he was able to accomplish everywhere else, but he couldn't crack into the U.S. because Apple did not want him to succeed because it was ruining iTunes.
That is
if the streaming took over because Apple Music wasn't even on their radar.
And the
yet.
thing is, like, the fact that Apple Music has been around a while now. I used to have Apple Music for a stretch of time. Spotify still has held their own, and that is incredible.
A big thing that Spotify
Apple
did
is huge.
that like they hired, first off, when they did their like Series A funding and everything, they used it to hire like the biggest like tech developers in Sweden, I think is where they were from. And so they were just like, all their money went to tech developers. And so what they developed, why it made it so good, and why like Apple was even behind them, was when you were listening, it was loading the next like 3 songs. So that's why even in bad cell reception, you had like effortless streaming.
That's cool.
And that technology was actually, I think, put into like Netflix and other streaming platforms.
Cool.
Spotify developed.
What sold me on Spotify when I was using Apple Music, this was like my freshman year of college, is the personalization that they create playlists for you.
Yeah.
And when everybody was getting their Spotify Wrapped at the end of the year, and it was showing like what you listen to the most, all this and that, and I had nothing even remotely like that for Apple Music, I was like, well, this is stupid. I'm switching. Like, I think that because they're the same, they do the same thing, just slightly different interfaces.
Are those the only 2 platforms that do it?
I mean, they're probably not the only 2. But
nobody.
There's no one even close though,
Pandora's
right?
tried to get away from being like a radio streaming thing.
They're never
But
making it better.
Yeah.
I owned SiriusXM
My
stock,
grandma still listens to Pandora.
and fortunately SiriusXM bought out XM radio. Like, that was never going to do anything, so XM stock was tanking. I didn't know what the heck to do. Then they bought out Pandora, and when they bought out Pandora, it rode up a little bit, and so I donated almost all of my SiriusXM stock.
Got out of there.
Yeah,
Serious
That's
XM.
fun.
The radio. I was just talking.
it was a very smart
radio
purchase of
dead?
Sirius.
I was just saying the other day
No,
how radio.
not quite.
It's not dead, but like it's got to get there soon.
What's gonna die sooner, radio or newspaper?
Radio.
Newspaper.
I don't think either will ever die.
Well, yeah, I don't know if either will ever die.
Because you think about it, like, there's always something to be said about getting a physical piece of mail, newspaper, whatever. Like, that is a form of media that, like,
Yeah,
that will never go away.
Yeah, I do think in some sense probably.
It will definitely decline.
But radio, think about radio, like every car that is being made from like 2010 on basically has some kind of like, maybe not 2010, but like pretty recently on has some kind of like CarPlay Bluetooth setup. And as that continues, so there's reason number 1 not to use radio. Then they make all these other cheap things that can turn your car into that.
Well, I would say
thing
the
with
reason
radio,
why
though-
radio is still alive is because there's still people in the world that like to listen to music, but they don't know how to like. They don't know how to like music or how to choose music to listen to, and so they just want something on while they're in the car, so they turn on the radio.
I like
So think about how many people you ask, like, what kind of music do you like, and they're like, whatever.
My car obviously has Bluetooth to my phone, but I listen to the radio every time I drive, just because when I get in my car, I don't want to have to sit down, open up my Spotify.
It's just quick.
I can just turn on.
Yeah.
I want to listen to country today. Go to country radio. I want to listen to Christian
It is
music. Go to Christian radio.
But
I
just
want to
give
listen
it-
to K-pop.
Yeah, give it a few more years and you'll be able to have like the playlist already loaded on your car or whatever.
You might as well be able to, especially
Yeah.
with Apple Play.
Yeah.
I can't, but I still have to like. It's just another step. First, I
Yeah.
turn my car on. It's already on. Mm-hmm. That's why I think radio won't die from that aspect, because also then like
It's already had to have gone
We're like
down
sports
so
radio.
much.
no, it's gone down. Sports radio, I think,
people
will
listening to
because that's like
podcasts are taking
podcasts are
over,
coming
yeah.
back up.
You think sports radios getting more popular? Like
I wouldn't say
people
more
listening
popular,
to
but
baseball
I don't think
games
it's
and
gonna
stuff?
die. Oh, yes, that definitely lives on.
Is that
For
because
sure.
people don't have I feel like that was big
No, you're
because
driving.
people couldn't get TVs.
You're driving. You want to listen to a game. You can't watch the game.
Oh.
I can pay attention to it. When
Honestly,
we leave a football game, my dad, the first thing he does is turn on the radio of the game we just left to listen to the fourth quarter.
One of the big downfalls of radio is you have to know the stations.
Yes.
So like, if I wanted to find the
That
Liberty
is
football
true.
game, for
It's so
example,
hard to
I wouldn't know
find.
what unless I
88.3.
Googled it. But there now I know, but like I wouldn't have known.
You're welcome.
Whereas like anything else you
advertise
can
it.
browse.
When you're at a Liberty game, it says it.
I'm saying like unless you eventually figure out the
Correct.
stations, but until then, like you just.
But
gotta
I'm saying like
check them out.
like local people have their like local sports radio that they listen to like a podcast.
I agree, but I do think the radio demographic is going to start aging out, and it's gonna we're gonna see
It's
another.
definitely getting less popular. I don't think it'll ever go away.
Probably not.
Because like why would it?
But well, if they just don't have any funding.
Yeah,
That's
people
how-
stop listening to
Like,
listen
it's
to podcasts.
listener funded.
Yeah, but no, not all. It's not listener funded. It's advertiser funded.
But
But that's-
both. A little bit of both.
Yes,
But
both.
mostly advertising, yeah.
But I'm saying like that's a form of advertising.
But why do the advertisers advertise?
You can't track the
'Cause
ROI.
listeners.
So like billboard, people pay for billboard ads, and I would say like with
Is
my
that
generation,
good?
they're not functional. Like I've never looked at a billboard ad and like that changed my mind.
The only time I ever look at a billboard ad is like if it's like a Chick-fil-A or
Because
something.
you also
Oh,
can't
Chick-fil-A
track
coming up.
exposure on a billboard ad. You have no idea how many people. Like you can use some traffic patterns and stuff, but you don't
The
have.
Jesus
a direct how
billboards
many
are
things.
nice. That's like a nice, comforting thing to see on the
Yeah,
highway.
but I'm saying like that's
Billboards
where
are crazy.
radio is to me. Is like people can be like, oh, we're in X. Like you can always change the stats to sound better. Like we're in X amount of cars in the area.
Yeah. Well, the only way they would get around it is if they're like, no, you need to share this link so that we can track it or something like that.
Yeah.
Or in the surveys, how did you hear about us, or what brought you here,
Yeah.
or whatever.
I'm just saying, like a lot of companies' marketing budget, it's like a spray and pray thing.
It is true.
Like
I
we're
think
gonna pay
billboards
billboard.
probably work though. I mean, think about it. You're like, oh, I'm hungry for lunch. What am I gonna get? And you see a Bojangles billboard. I mean,
That's what I'm
good luck
saying.
getting Bojangles. out here.
Billboards are good for food.
Food billboards
Yeah.
are solid.
Not so much for like tanning.
I
No.
see so many
The
like
problem is,
injured
the thing
in a
about
car
a billboard is
accident.
they're banking on somebody having a need and then be like, because the odds are how many cars pass a billboard per day if it's in the right spot? So many, like on Forest Road.
Yeah,
So
tons.
odds if you have a tanning billboard, odds are
I'm talking more
somebody
about, like, a
somebody
highway.
who needs
Talking
to
more
get a tan
highway.
is going to pass that on their day. Like
Yeah,
that's
but
your
I'm talking more like highway.
same thing.
No.
I feel like with
Who's
highways,
driving on a highway thinking I need to get a tan?
Probably tons of people every day.
Like
do you
you
mean?
drive on a highway every day.
Yeah, like
Really?
Like if you need to get from
And
how did
if
you get
in
from your
Texas,
house?
you sure do.
If you lived at your house and you worked in downtown Dallas, how are you getting to downtown Dallas?
on the highway
Every day.
Well, yeah, sure.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
that's
you
how
see
people live.
If you see something over, think about this, Brodie. Think about you don't really want to get a tan.
Like I'm just thinking, like when I'm on the highway, like I'm traveling long. I'm like on a road
Yeah,
trip.
but that's like a lot of people use the highway though to get into.
That's what I'm thinking.
Think about this. Like, say there's a billboard with something.
Like when am I ever like 2 states away, being like, I need to get a tan?
Well, say there's a billboard that you don't really need, like a tanning one, but
Yeah.
every day on your way to work you pass it and you keep
I
seeing
can
it over
see
and over
that.
again. And then on one day somebody says, "I need to get a tan." You're like, "Oh, the only one you know is the one you've seen every day."
That
You're like,
is
You
true.
should check out.
It's Sunkissed.
That is
at
true.
the River Ridge
Yeah.
Mall.
That
That's
is
what I'm
true.
saying. Wow, dude, how much
I
you
just
pay
made
for
that up.
that?
I made that up. I don't think there's one at the mall.
It's a lot of billboards are.
I know who to call for
subliminal
realty
marketing.
though. That's
Yeah,
Nadine.
it's very subliminal marketing.
see,
'Cause you're
Nadine
not
gets
really
paid to
paying
be
attention.
everywhere.
Yeah.
The subliminal marketing is crazy. Have you ever seen the
Like,
videos
you
on
would
that?
you couldn't tie.
Where they drive people like in a car past certain things, and then they have them make a marketing thing, and they end up writing down stuff that they saw, but they didn't realize they were looking
Yeah,
at.
because like Nadine local,
It's insane.
everyone knows her, right? But you
She's a
can't
monster.
tie to what made you know her because you
She's a
saw her
monster.
on billboards,
Come on,
benches,
Nadine.
sides
Nadine
of
is
buses.
everywhere.
She's a monster.
That's what I'm saying. It's like she can't track ROI to, oh, I paid for an FYA ball field little thing.
Yeah.
But it's like because I saw her at the Lockretta bench, then I saw her on my way to the ball field, then I saw her at the ball field, then I saw her on the
If
bus on the way
somebody
home to the ball
asked me
field.
Grocery
how many
store.
realtors I knew in Lynchburg, I would know one that I've worked with, and I would know Nadine because I've seen her name everywhere.
I've been on a billboard.
That is true.
That is true.
You did
I
How'd
put
that
him on a
do it for you?
billboard.
How'd that do it for you?
Well,
good.
we put him on it.
Yeah.
for like a little bit.
It was for the scavenger hunt thing.
I was controlling.
forgot
it.
we did that.
That
That's
was
so
that was
fun.
electric.
That would be interesting to like put someone put Konner back on the billboard and say like follow him on Twitter and see
How many followers?
I'll do
you
my
have?
face.
see like how many followers.
That should be
he
a
can get.
reward. Can
I
we
will
still get
say
access to that
there's a
billboard?
guy locally.
Like follow me on Twitter.
I was gonna say that'd be
There's
a
a
fun
guy-
like reward for a video. You
There
get
was
to
a
put your
guy
handle on.
locally that was like doing a Facebook live stream, like it for news. And then I don't know what happened in between, but I just know I saw this guy posting in like the Living in Lynchburg page, like to check out his Facebook live stream. And it was just his page. It was small Facebook live stream. This is like 2 years ago now. And like every week he'd post. Then he stopped posting. And I was like, oh, he must have gave up. I was like, I never watched it. I just noticed he was posting. Well, then I saw a billboard that said, check me out on my Facebook live stream. Keep it with the news.
Heck yeah.
I was like, oh man, he didn't give up. This dude's blowing up. He bought a billboard. The billboard was up for like 2 months. The billboard went down. I was like, oh, kept driving. I passed it every day. Then it goes up and it said, watch, and it was the same guy's name. I forget his name. Andre something. Watch him on the CW5 every week, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or whatever, 8 a.m. Like he got on a TV. So like this guy started with Facebook Live.
Take it till you make it.
He could have always been on TV, and I was just seeing his Facebook Live. But in my head, he started on Facebook Live as a
And
small
slowly
thing, and
moved
slowly
up.
moved up to the TV.
That's it.
That's incredible.
All because of a billboard.
Billboards are powerful, and that's the message we really want to talk about today.
Yeah.
The new foundation.
More
billboards.
powerful?
What are you being a billboard for? Because you're always being a billboard for something, but what does your billboard say?
Whoa.
Trevor says Hawkins Fizz ad.
Yeah.
Billboard businesses must be like vending machine businesses or like
Dude.
ATM businesses where it's just like so like if you
Mine
can get
is-
enough of them, it's probably just like the
But
easiest money.
what's more? What would you rather put money into, a billboard or like a plane with a sign being dragged?
Like at the beach? Like where they like...
Oh, everybody's looking at that.
Yeah, well,
That.
at the beach.
we should
The
do one of
plane,
those.
right?
Yeah,
We should do one of those.
that'd be
At
funny.
every beach.
For a punishment,
Oh,
have someone like
punishment.
fly a flag with an embarrassing picture of you by the beach.
That's funny.
That's gotta be
Can I be
so
in the plane?
expensive.
Yeah, you can't fly that.
Those
It's gotta be like a little thin.
flybys, those flybys
You
have
can fly
got to
a flag.
cost like 10 grand.
You can't fly a flag.
You can definitely fly a flag.
Like a big flag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've seen big wide ones.
Sure.
I have literally only seen like the paper thin like
That's
text.
that's typical one, but why can't they put a flag on there?
I've seen the bigger ones.
What have you seen?
They've seen
At
like
least two
square
rows of
ones.
text.
Yeah, with like a picture, and it says like
I feel
Pirates Voyage.
I feel like you can see the picture pretty well.
Yeah,
Those have got to cost so much just from the amount of fuel the plane has to use. Like just that alone.
$1,500.
You $1,500 for one of those? No.
That would be my guess.
I'd bet like 5 to 10.
For like 30 minutes of like flight, I bet $1,500.
I don't know.
The
Because
plane.
they got to print out the whole banner. That's gonna.
That's
cost
not gonna be
50
that expensive.
That might cost $500
Are you looking
or
it up?
more.
I'm gonna try to Google it.
Like I bet it costs
I bet
like 5
30
grand.
minutes, $1,500.
No shot.
I have no idea.
To print that thing out, it's gonna be so expensive.
No, but that's their business. They probably have something that does that already at cheap. Heck, you may even make your own.
Doesn't mean you can't charge for it. Aerial billboards. Probably have to get it.
That's a sick name, aerial billboards.
Should I just call them?
Yeah.
Might as
Call,
well.
call them on
Look
the
how big
answer.
this one is.
Call them.
That's freaking
all right, let me call.
huge.
Give me their number. I'm calling them. Give me their number.
Do you actually want to
I
call
don't.
them?
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
They
believe-
offer
let-
skywriting services.
Give me.
What?
Well, that's the other one where they write it in the sky.
what do you
I
mean?
think
Well,
that's,
do you want me like to look at another website and just
no,
see?
give me their number. I'm calling.
Oh wait, here it is. Rates will average from
I want-
500 to 3,000 per flight.
That is way too big of a range.
Nope.
Massive audience can be targeted for a little
Hunter,
2,800 a
my
day.
1500
It's
right
so
now.
much more entertaining if Brodie calls them.
Let me
Okay,
call.
you
Them. Let me call them and like let me.
I don't even know where they're at.
Doesn't matter.
Sky Banter.
We don't need to be there.
Ah,
That's the beauty of the marketing.
wait, we're not buying it.
No, but I'm just gonna. I'm gonna
might.
get
We'll
them.
just
I'm gonna
give
get.
us an
We
idea.
might.
855
I want them to quote me.
798 1886. You do need to tell them this call is being recorded for quality control purposes.
Wait, really? How like?
will be recorded.
Oh, they
Oh,
got
well,
They're
they're
already
recording
doing
already,
it.
so that's fine.
Yeah, we're fine. They're already doing it.
Thank you for calling Aerial Messages. How may I help you?
Hey, I was wondering how much it would be. Can you? Are you guys able to do like kind of quotes over the phone? Is that possible?
Yes, someone can give you a quote. Is this a commercial or a personal message?
Oh, it'll be personal. Well, it's more of a photo. Do you guys do photos or do you only do written text?
Well, let me transfer you and they can let you
Okay,
know if they
okay,
use
perfect.
that.
All right, perfect.
What is your name?
Brody,
Thank you.
thank you.
All
It'd
right.
be commercial, wouldn't it?
Well, it was
Ah,
your
it's
job.
fine.
That's more for
okay,
personal
okay, okay.
businesses.
All right.
Experiences.
Personal commercials.
I'm gonna die when she's like, that'd be 15,000. Oh,
That's way too loud.
How do you
I
know?
liked it.
like, are we gonna be on hold for like?
I don't know. That seemed like a call center.
Aerial Messages, Lena speaking. Good afternoon.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. I just had a question. So I'm trying to get a picture of one of my buddies, and I was wondering how much that would be and like what the sizing is possible. I'm just trying to get a quote to kind of get some ideas of what it would cost.
Okay. Is it your friend's birthday or
Yes, just say yes.
Well, it's more of like you can say like kind of a prank reward type of situation.
Okay. And where are you located?
Well, we would want to do it. We would want to do it ideally near a beach. It doesn't necessarily have to be near us.
Yeah, I would still need to know where you are. Like what city and state are you?
Oh, we're in Virginia,
Okay.
Virginia Beach.
Oh, so I have. Yeah, so at the moment we do not have a pilot in that location.
Do you have pilots in Florida? Do you have pilots in Florida?
Yes, we have pilots in Florida. You could fly with us in Daytona.
Heck yeah, Daytona sounds awesome. How much would it be for like 30 minutes in the air?
So Daytona, basic 15 minutes on site for personal message is $950. That's our starting base price. So I'm sure to increase to 30 minutes, it would be additional $200. So that's just for aerial banner, message, letter banner.
Yeah, so a photo's a little more expensive?
What was that?
Is a photo more expensive than just like a message, than like text?
So if we fly aerial banners, it would be a banner that reads in one straight line made out of letters.
Oh, okay. So that's going to be right around like $1,200 for 30 minutes is roughly the idea.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. If you wanted to add an image of your friend's face, we could do
Yes.
10 by 10 for $600 extra.
Oh, that's okay.
For image.
All right.
And attach it. So we could have an image and then
And some text. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to think on this and I'll get back with you guys. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
That's a
$1,800
steal.
a Daytona.
That's a steal. You get a huge fat image, 10 by 10,
With text.
and then
text.
text at the end.
Well, how big is 10 by 10 going to look like?
Pretty
1,000
big.
feet in the air.
Think about how big a plane is.
like
That's huge.
Think of how big a
what is
plane
that,
is.
5 feet?
That's basketball.
Is that what?
hoops.
That's probably less.
The height of a
that's
basketball hoop
way more than
going
5 feet.
both
Yeah,
ways.
like the little prop planes they're flying might
That's
not even
true.
be 10 by 10.
That's way too accessible.
So
You can- you
$1,800
can make that happen.
$1,800
For
you get
30 minutes in
huge
Daytona.
We just gotta get some way
photo.
to sponsor it. Then
We'll give Flippy.
You hear
disc
that,
golf. Yeah. We need,
We'll
we
put-
need a sponsor to get us to Daytona. We'll do a battle. Loser gets put on the plane.
we'll make the
Naked.
we'll just make the text.
Naked.
Oh my gosh.
That's a lot.
What?
I mean, that's fine.
It's feasible.
That price is very
I was just
fine.
gonna get so mad at you for that. Mike was picking up his little,
Oh, this mic's picking up everything.
Yeah.
coffee cup situation there.
This mic's picking up everything.
I don't know. How long have we been on the banter? Side guy?
40 minutes.
40 minutes. All right. We got
That
about
sounds
15
good.
minutes. Oh, you wrapping up?
I was clapping.
All right. Well, we can wrap up. We got a live stream to prep for that you will be tuning in for tonight.
You
better
will be.
be.
Will be.
Brody's
Will
gonna
be.
be there.
Brody's gonna
Brody
be there.
freaking Smith.
Can you give us the line from
What'd
the
you
promo?
think? Did you like
Well,
that?
Brody
promo?
freaking Smith.
That was pretty good.
Good job, man.
I was gonna say too, they're hyping up this gauntlet thing that they're doing in here, this putting situation. You might see some of that go down tonight. It wasn't much of a gauntlet.
It was a gauntlet. You just did it.
You just did it well.
You're also a professional disc
The
golfer.
thing I'm thinking,
gauntlet.
I know.
Throw frisbees
It's
for a
not.
living.
It's not cool to be like I do this for a living.
No,
and I compete
that's
for
not
a
what I'm trying to say. I think we need pillows.
Oh.
I think we need like,
Oh.
yeah, because then it's like a gauntlet,
Well, that's like a run through gauntlet.
kind of.
This is like a mental gauntlet.
That's hazing, and that's illegal.
All of you guys are on it though.
Maybe for like,
You've all completed the gauntlet.
maybe for when you prestige.
But we can make it like way harder by just adding another tape line.
You could make it way harder.
Yeah, we're going to.
But you could also make it way harder by having someone hit you with pillows while you're trying to pop.
Yeah, and we need to plug in some like noise.
In college,
Like
on
some
my
crowd noise.
hall, when you were a freshman, everybody came out with pillows and lined the entire hall, and you had to run down the whole hall
Love that.
as they
See, that's a gauntlet.
as they
That's a
pummeled you.
legit gauntlet.
And phew, I almost got a concussion. I think.
What do you say that you gauntlet?
I got it.
Live stream tonight starts at 6.
UV zones. Will be
UV
popping
zones
off.
will be on there.
Pop, pop.
Get freaky UVs. We also have the foundation battle coming up on Friday this week.
Yeah, team battle. That's Friday. It'll be filmed Friday. There's still some spots left. If you are anywhere close and want to be on that, we also have the Brodie Clinic going on immediately following that at 4
Clinic.
p.m.
I
be
heard that there's
there.
some dark horse things happening on Hunter's team for that. That's all I'll say.
My team sold out. That's all I know.
That's okay, dude. We got this, man.
My team
We got
sold out.
this. Trevor and I are on a team actually. We bought.
I posted
we
a
bought the
tweet.
spots on each other.
Posted a tweet, sold out. That's all that
We
happens.
just each
That's all you need to know.
for each of our shots.
All right. That's the banter.
That'd be kind of fun.
We'll talk to you next Wednesday.
Or we won't.
I was hoping I was going to land on the planes.